Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Arizona Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive. The D-backs open this Eastern swing with a series win over the Mets, and today they'll look for another one here in Philadelphia. It's the Diamondbacks and the Phillies on D-backs TV. And good morning from Citizens Bank Park. Welcome to Diamondbacks baseball. Steve Berthiaume and Josh Coleminter here with you. Gabriel Moreno still on the active roster for the Diamondbacks. We do know, Josh, he'll go on the injured list, just not yet.
Not yet. I guess he's available to run, so that's the only thing. They don't want him twisting or anything from that back that he said he felt a stretch in, so still no sure diagnosis, but he did make a great throw right before that.
Yeah, Torey Lovullo told us today that a move with Gabby is coming. They're just trying to sort out some pieces on the chessboard. In the meantime, James McCann is back there today as they go for their series win over the Phillies. Here's a look at the Trajan Wells starting lineup.
McCann in there after Adrian Del Castillo yesterday, and you figure McCann and he are going to go back and forth until they can get that third catcher in the mix, because they love DHing Del Castillo, want both of those bats in the lineup.
And a scheduled off day for Ketel Marte. Ildemaro Vargas up there in the leadoff spot. It's Zach Gallen on the mound for the Diamondbacks. He grew up about 15 minutes away from here. He's in his hometown ballpark, and he's the focus of our Bet 365 feature. First pitch is coming up from Citizens Bank Park in a moment.
Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. A grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By Chaz Roberts, serving you since 42. By Talking Stick Resort. Playcation is back. Stay and play with rates as low as $129. By Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today and get your game plan. And by YRefi. Do you need relief from private student loan debt? Go to YRefi.com.
Cool and clear in Philadelphia, where the Phillies snapped a 3-game losing streak with a win yesterday afternoon. And what a day it is here today, Josh Coleminter. Yes, it is the Philly Fanatic's birthday, as close to a citywide holiday as the law will allow since he first debuted back in 1978. They had a birthday party for him. There was a cake. Really a Fanatic extravaganza.
And a turn back the clock giveaway, too. We got our own little bobbleheads of the Fanatic dressed up, sitting on top of the Liberty Bell.
Here's a look at the weather circumstances. It's brought to you by Multi-Pro Roof Solutions. 63 degrees, a little cooler than that feels like, not too much wind to speak of. And a lot of confusion about who was going to start this game for the Philadelphia Phillies. Andrew Painter was scratched from the start just about 20 minutes ago. We're told he had a migraine, but Painter was just long tossing out there on the field. And on from the bullpen comes Zach Pop, the right-hander. His first career start in nearly 170 relief appearances with 6 different teams. This is Pop's first season with the Phillies.
Another high-octane arm, 96, 97 with the fastball. Throws a really hard cutter. And this could just prove as an opener. We did see Painter complete a full long toss program. He's in the mound right now throwing pitches, so this could be just a 1 inning for Pop and then into the regularly scheduled starter, but we'll find out.
Yeah, the word we got was Pop would start for Philadelphia. Painter was out due to a migraine, but he looked to be feeling pretty good down on the field a minute ago. Let's get a look around the diamond now at the Philadelphia defense for this Sunday series finale.
A lot of familiar names. It's the same lineup, save for Rafael Marchand in there, who is going to do the catching today, give JT Realmuto the day off. Not much with the bat for Marchand, but he's thrown out both potential base stealers.
Time now, Josh, for your Jeep keys to the game for this finale.
And the biggest thing is Zach Gallen controlling those lefties. That's what's been the kryptonite. They have 2 4-run innings due to that lefty pocket at the top of the lineup. And then who knows what's going on with the bullpen or Painter, but everyone may hit today because we have righties and lefties in different spots in the lineup. So if you're on the bench, be prepared. You might be pinch hitting.
We'd like to get that offense a little more consistent. The Diamondbacks this year averaging 5.5 runs per game in their 8 wins, but in their 7 losses, that number is only 2.3 runs per game, so a little bit too much feast or famine. Dan Merzel back there, our plate umpire calling balls and strikes, and Ildemaro Vargas, the red-hot Ildemaro Vargas, leads it off against Zach Pop. So we figured we'd have Ketel Marte versus Andrew Painter. Instead, it's Vargas against Pop.
We had the A plan and the B plan. But still, back-to-back days, you haven't had Vargas and Ketel in there, and you want both of those bats in the lineup. A day of rest for Ketel, who's been going pretty hard.
Vargas has been off to a tremendous start. 12 for 28, 4 extra base hits over his first 8 games. Just a scheduled off day for Ketel Marte today. Vargas thought he beat it out. Adrian Johnson doesn't agree, and Trey Turner throws him out for out number 1.
Good sinking fastball. That ball really runs away. And basically playing defense with the bat was Vargas. And another good arm out of this Philly pen. I mean, they think you have to throw 95 plus to get out there.
They are loaded back there. The bullpen has performed exceptionally well. Corbin Carroll is getting a half day of rest. His second straight start as the DH. OPS good for 4th in the National League. Sliders in there from Pop. Corbin DH again today after missing 2 games on this trip. And Torey Lovullo told us this morning he's been coordinating with Corbin and the medical staff and will likely give Corbin a day off when we get to Baltimore starting tomorrow. Before they put him back in the field, they're trying to limit or minimize the running after that hip flexor discomfort.
Checking in and seeing when he's going to be available, because when he's out playing, he's a great outfielder, but then also frees up that DH spot for another bat.
No balls and 2 strikes just underway. The most pitches Zach Pop has thrown in 1 inning this season with the Phillies is 25. And based on the way Painter was long tossing out there in the outfield just about 5 minutes ago, well, you might be onto something here, Josh, about an opener situation. Or either that or the migraine headache cleared up at the last moment. Marsh is over to cut it off in left field. Corbin running on that hip flexor is in there with a double.
And a great sign to see him open it up. Hasn't really had to do that since that hip flexor cost him a couple games, but just slaps the slider the other way, and he continues his hot hitting ways.
Well, Torey Lovullo told us that they've told Corbin if it's a routine out, pull back, take it easy going up the line, but turn it on when you have to, and he had to right there. So we'll see if there's any after effect. He's at second, 1 out for Geraldo Perdomo. Another extra base hit for Corbin Carroll. That's 9 on the season. Strike 1 to Jerry, who bats 3rd. And a batting average right at 170 over his first 15 games. Diamondbacks able to put a 2 spot up on the board in the first inning yesterday, but managed only 1 more the rest of the way, and they lost 4-3.
Your feast or famine is right. They couldn't have a big inning, but sometimes that's the only time they score.
Yeah, it happens a lot, especially early in a ball game. 1-1 is inside. A little too much cut. Perdomo in this series has singled. He's walked twice. He's stolen a base. He's scored a run. He's also struck out 3 times in the 2 games here in Philly, after striking out only twice in his first 13 games all year. So he's still not quite where we usually see. Fouled away a sinker, and it's 2-2. 97 from Zach Pop. In terms of Andrew Painter, there's no one warming up in the Philly bullpen right now. You think if he was going to come in, or maybe they wait till the next half inning, he'd be down there loosening up. But the last word we got was that he was scratched, so we'll find out.
They might have just had him go out, throw a long toss, check how he feels. Maybe not up to snuff. We'll find out.
So it might be a bullpen game. We might have an opener situation. We'll find out along with all of you.
Perdomo switching it up pants down today and pairing that light aquamarine with some other purple accoutrement out there.
You can see it's crickets back there in the Phillies bullpen. 2-2 on Perdomo. Jerry gets it to the right side, right at Stott. Carroll into third, and that's the second out.
So it's 2 outs on sinkers and 1 hit on the backdoor slider by Carroll. And a chance for a big 2-out RBI for Fernandez, who in just a short amount of games finds himself in the cleanup spot.
This is where things are. They got some guys that need off days. Some guys are hurt. Fernandez has been on a rocket ship ever since opening day. Here he is. 6 RBIs, 10 hits in his first 10 career games, including a pair of home runs. 2 on RBI spot here. The sinker misses. Fernandez, you'll recall, delivered the 2-out RBI single in the 8th inning last night that pulled the Diamondbacks back to within 1. They lost 4-3. But what a start it's been for this young man. 6 hits in his last 4 games. He's hit in 4 straight on this trip, and all while playing first base, third base, and DH.
Because of need, they've thrown him right into the fire. He's answered the bell. He's made some great plays in the field, and that bat's been hot.
That makes the start even more remarkable, really. I mean, he's been thrown right into the deep end of the pool. It's 3-0. Arenado on deck. Not getting a whole lot to swing at here from Zach Pop. Are they already pitching around Fernandez 10 games into his career? Maybe not.
Watching the first 3, you could argue that. Nothing close.
Just on the outside. Not a whole lot of wind to speak of. It was blowing considerably straight in throughout the game yesterday. It's just a gentle breeze going out toward left center field right now. Here's a look at the flags. Quite different from the first 2 days here. Now the 3-1. Got that sinker in there.
This is setting up exactly like that big 2-out or that big RBI in the 8th inning. He was at a 3-1 count. He took a bad swing at a pitch up and in. Similar to that, calmed himself down, took his time out like he's doing now, and then delivered the hit.
Yeah, that was an impressive and very heady timeout for a young player to slow the game down and hit the reset button. That was definitely a veteran move. There's Corbin down at third, 2 outs, and a full count on Jose Fernandez. Fernandez hard to third. Bohm gobbles it up. And Zach Pop strands that 1-out double. Zach Gallen, the hometown boy, coming up from Philadelphia. Back at Citizens Bank Park, here's the right-hander Zach Gallen. Following the opening day loss in LA, Zach has allowed only 1 earned run. His last 2 starts are Y Refi starting pitcher stats.
And he's really done an impressive job of using all of his pitches. The arm angle's up a couple degrees, so he's getting really good downward action on especially that slider, which has become his second favorite pitch all of a sudden, and the fastball's riding a little more.
Trey Turner, the shortstop, gets it started. Fastball lands for a strike. It's been a bit of a slow start for Turner. 237 in his first 14 games. Lines it to right. Barossa backing up, and Jorge able to run it down. As we get a look at the Phillies starting lineup.
Right at the best ball Turner's hit. That's top part of the lineup right there. This section, Schwarber, Harper, Marsh, and Stott, those lefties, you control that. That will really give you a chance to win this ball game.
With no left-hander in the Diamondback bullpen, Rob Thompson has stacked his lefties 2 through 5 throughout this series. And here's the big one, Kyle Schwarber. What a play by Fernandez. Gallen covers, and they throw it away. Schwarber stays put. Jose Fernandez prevented an easy double there for Schwarber. Tried to recover after he knocked it down and just couldn't complete the throw. But what a stop.
I mean, you mentioned it. Anywhere he's put him at, first or third, he has this one. It just drops it, getting it out of that glove. And if I'm not mistaken, he might be using that magic purple glove as well.
It's getting around. Well, you wouldn't blame him if he didn't have a first baseman's mitt. Vargas has been using Carlos Santana's first baseman's mitt. Good eye. It's got the gold glove plate on there from when Santana won it a couple of years ago. So a base hit for Schwarber. Could have easily been extra bases. He's at first with 1 out for Harper. He was hitting .250, 3 homers, and this year has as many walks as strikeouts. Harper has reached base in 13 of his last 21 plate appearances. He is heating up. And a first inning RBI double Friday, and then of course homered into the bullpens yesterday. Harper 3 hits, couple of RBIs in this series. He's stolen a base, he scored twice.
Added to his impressive numbers against the D-backs, and 10 of 23 in his career lifetime versus Zach.
Got him on the slider, and that has become Zach Gallen his favorite new toy. Josh Colmenter, we're seeing that slider a whole lot more than last year.
Way up in terms of percentage. Everything else pitch-wise is down, and fastball's down a little bit. Curveball significantly down because of this slider.
He threw it a lot in New York, and because of the windy conditions, the computer thought it was a cut fastball, but Zach clarified for us they were all sliders. And those conditions in which he had to pitch last week were just ridiculous. Freezing cold, super high gusty winds. It was a battle. Full count, 3-2. Double play ball here. Vargas gets it started. Perdomo turns it. And a good start for Zach Gallen. The 4-6-3 finishes off the first. To the second we go. No score in Philly.
Obviously, nobody's spending time on the IL. It's good to be back with the boys. But obviously, everything's familiar. Everybody's familiar. Obviously, not my first time in this stadium.
A welcome sight for everyone in the clubhouse earlier today, and then out in the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. Merrill Kelly earlier this morning throwing that bullpen. Guys, he had, of course, an outing for the Reno Aces in Albuquerque in some cold and windy conditions. Got up to 72 pitches. Then on the backfields at Salt River, 6 innings, 83 pitches. So ready to go for Tuesday in Baltimore, sandwiched between Ryan Nelson and Eduardo Rodriguez.
I like our chances, Joni. Thanks. Good to have Merrill the mainstay back. Nolan Arenado leads off the second against Zach Pop, who Josh Colmenter has indeed, if you'll pardon the pun, popped back out there. And there's no sign of Andrew Painter, so I guess this is going to be an opener situation.
Looks like Painter's standing on the mound right now, so who knows if he's going to try to give it a go. But like you mentioned, just 25 pitches for Pop, the most. Trying to get him through 2.
Marsh can't make the diving catch. Arenado halfway to second, stutter step, and they can't get it back in. Nolan was going to go back to first base, but the Phillies kind of knocked the ball around the yard, and he's standing at second. He might score this a single and an error. Let's see.
The ball doesn't get far away from Marsh, who does everything he can to make this. Just doesn't get there. See, the ball rolls, and then he flips it to Turner to try to throw in, but throws it over his head.
There's Nolan. He sees the ball land. He put the brakes on, and then it rolls away, and that's when he gets the extra. So it's ruled a single for Arenado. The throwing error on Brandon Marsh. So a single and an E7 puts Arenado at second for Tim Tawa. Here's a look at Andrew Painter. Now, he was scratched from the start, we were told, only about 20 minutes before first pitch, but it sure looks like he's trying to stay loose or do something or get in there at some point in the game.
Catcher just getting down there, so see if he starts throwing. He's still just standing on the mound out there.
We were told the reason he was not going to start the game was because of a migraine headache, so there's always the chance that it cleared up. In the meantime, you've got Pop, who, as you mentioned a moment ago, threw a season high 25 pitches in a second appearance this year. He's at 22 right now. 1-1 on Tawa, who squares up and fouls off the bunt attempt, trying to get Arenado into third. And it's 1-2.
And those 25 pitches in 1 inning, which he gave up a couple runs, hasn't seen a second inning of action in an appearance yet, except for this one.
Diamondbacks had a Corbin Carroll 1-out double in the first, could not get him home. They've got Arenado at second to begin the second. And you don't want to waste this opportunity. It's 1-2 on Tawa. Good take there by Tim. Won't change that cutter. He's back even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Towell was taking some ground balls at third base before the game today. He's back out there in left field for the game. 3 for 25 on the year. Towell on this trip has walked 3 times. He's knocked in a run. He has been putting the ball in play, doing a lot of the little things. And this season has as many walks as strikeouts.
Much patienter approach. He hardly walked at all when he first got called up last year.
When Tim first came up, and it was only, what, about a week or so into the season, he hit a whole bunch of home runs early. But then had an injury, went to Reno, actually broke a rib while he was down there at Reno, and that really stalled his return here. He's altered his batting stance a bit, like we've talked about. He's very still with those hands at the setup, trying to get the bat through the zone quicker and longer. Fights it off right there. Stotts had a really good series defensively at second. They do get Arenado into third, and that's the first out.
Hey fans, if the D-backs hit a home run, you score a free jumbo jacket. Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink.
Does it actually say "Hey fans" on the copy?
Oh yeah. But even if it didn't, I'd call out the fans. Love you guys.
James McCann gets the start. It's an unusual situation. The Diamondbacks are trying to sort out. Torey Lovullo likes to have 3 catchers so we could DH Del Castillo from time to time. And we know that Moreno is hurt. We know he's going on the injured list with that back situation. Just we don't know when.
Yeah.
And so Gabby technically is active today. And Torey Lovullo told us, as you mentioned, Josh, that maybe he could pinch run, but that's probably about it. So there's a lot of transactions to be sorted out between now and the end of this road trip.
And everyone doing the general manager math. No, there's no position player on the 40-man, so they'll have to get creative to get that player to be named to take place for Moreno.
And of course, there's a roster limit on pitchers, so it kind of limits what you can do. And you're also trying to get Merrill back on the roster. You'd like to get a third catcher up here. You're a little thin in the outfield right now. It's a puzzle.
And it'll all get solved in Baltimore, Maryland, of all places.
Right. As most things do. 2-1 on James McCann. Arenado down at third. Mack hits a fly ball. This is deep enough to get the run home. Might be deeper than that. And that's off the base of the wall. Arenado scores, and McCann has another RBI double.
And starting to hit the fastball. He can hit a fastball if you give him the opportunity. Doesn't matter the velocity. Hit one into right field off of Luzardo, a good fastball pitcher, and then gets this one right in the middle of the zone. Hits it off the wall. Watch this thing go all the way off the State Farm sign, deep in left center.
Remember, it was James McCann who came in very early in the game here Friday night when Gabriel Moreno was injured, and then had that big 2-run, 2-out double in the 5th that gave the Diamondbacks the lead. And they went on to win it 5-4 after they trailed 4-zip. Now McCann has made it 1-0 ahead of Alek Thomas. And then Alek pulls back a bunt attempt and takes a strike. Alek had one of the Diamondbacks' 7 hits in yesterday's game. He barreled the ball into left center for a long double. That was a very encouraging sign for AT. It's this one right at Stott. McCann to third. 2 down in the 2nd.
That's Sicker really playing for Pop outside of the one that he hung to McCann. It's 5 ground ball outs to start his outing.
All 5 of the outs on the ground. Chance for Barroso to pick up the 2-out RBI. Jorge 226. He's knocked in 3 runs in 9 games. The right fielder batting 9th. Barroso, going back to last Sunday in the win over the Braves at Chase, has hit in 4 straight games in 5 of 6. He's been a very productive player on this trip. He's hit safely in both games of this series. Well, in terms of our favorite new game, guess who the Phillies pitcher is? Guess who's warming up in the Philadelphia bullpen? It's the scheduled starter, Andrew Painter, who we were once again told about about 20 minutes before the game that he was a scratch with a migraine headache, but it looks like they gave him some aspirin and maybe they're going to run him out there.
They're also getting a lefty going too. This could be for this inning, maybe. The pitch count up to 35, but all kinds of stuff going on down there.
We're trying to sort it out along with you. Tanner Banks will get loose. Won't touch the 0-2 slider. And the sinker is there. So they strand McCann at third, but James McCann with an RBI double, his second big RBI double in this series, gives Zach Gallen the 1-0 lead at Philadelphia. Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By Dignity Health, proud healthcare partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hello, human kindness. And by Shamrock Farms, Arizona's hometown dairy. Well, the New Jersey native, South Jersey, Zach Gallen out there. Different looks for Zach over the years in his tenure with the Diamondbacks. Coming off a 9-pitch first. And the cleanup man, Brandon Marsh, starts the Phillies second. He's homered twice, a .250 hitter this year. Marsh's first inning home run Friday in the opener has been his only hit in the series. He has struck out 4 times. And he's down in the count right here, 0-2.
What's nice about that slider that he has now, he used to like throwing the knuckle curve to lefties top to bottom, but that slider kind of does the same thing break wise. He just throws it so much harder.
There it is again right there. And Zach, through his first 3 starts, has doubled his slider usage from last year. He's been going to that slider as his second pitch off the 4-seam fastball. Usually to right-hand hitters. Arenado in front of Perdomo. They retire Marsh. Let's take a look at the slider.
And he's throwing that at any time. He tried to get a strikeout with it there. 3-2 to Harper, who's looking for a fastball, and he drops that slider in the strike zone on the outside corner.
That was for the double play there in the first.
Such a good pitch.
Bryson Stott bats 5th. 4 consecutive lefties in the heart of this Phillies order for Rob Thompson. Stott, the .190 in his first dozen games. He has singled twice and stolen a base in this series. And he's been a defensive standout at second base. 1-1.
And a challenge here on a changeup on the outside part of the plate.
James McCann will challenge. Dan Merzel, the plate umpire, tells us the announcement. Here's T-Mobile's look.
The pitch was a ball. Arizona has 1 challenge remaining.
James must have been absolutely sure he was correct, because to challenge that one, the 5 batters into the game with a 1-0 lead, nobody on base, that's kind of against the rules.
And that one doesn't fit in that chart Torrey likes to describe with his hands.
Not at all. Hard hit and into right, a base hit for Stott. Let's get a look around the diamond now at the D-back defense. That's brought to us by CarShield.
Arenado over there, he just continues to amaze. Even this far into his career, he's making plays in the foul ground, catching pop-ups. He's making plays on short hops, balls bouncing up, and every throw right on the money. It's amazing.
10 gold gloves in his career, 6 straight platinum gloves for the great Nolan Arenado. And Luis Garcia, 220. He's homered twice his first season here with the Phillies. Don't see anyone warming up in the Philadelphia bullpen. They had 2, Painter and the left-hander Banks, warming up a moment ago. Stott will run. He's got 3 for 3 in his stolen base attempts this year. Garcia without a hit in this series. He got struck out twice in each of the first 2 games against the Diamondbacks. That's been one of the priorities for the Phillies hitting coaches, is getting him to swing at more strikes and strike out a whole lot less. He wants time here.
Nothing in the first game. He was hit by a pitch and walked, but other than that, the bat's been cold for him in this series.
Jammed him. Very shallow left center. Perdomo drifting way out there to collect it for out number 2.
And this Gallen-McCann relationship dates back to last year when they brought McCann on halfway through the season, and he's really gotten Zach to trust throwing fastballs in the zone. That sinker right there just saws him off, but helping him use all of his pitches, and that's what we've seen so far this year, is it's not just relying on the fastball and the curveball anymore. The slider's great, the changeup's good.
Alec Bohm is batting 7th. He's been moved down to the lineup for this series. He was hitting 8th yesterday. 157 and a home run, the reason why. He began the series having hit in the cleanup spot, Alec Bohm, all season long, but he was dropped to 7th on Friday. He was 8th yesterday. Back at 7th today. Bohm homered here on opening day for Philadelphia, but since then he's gone 7 for 48 with 1 extra base hit. So with those kind of numbers, you can't hit cleanup. That's a rule.
He's moved all over the bottom of the lineup in this series.
Yeah, he's scuffling. Sinker's a strike. Alec Bohm doesn't quite agree, but no challenge. Bohm was batting 8th yesterday when hitless with another strikeout after punching out 3 times in the opener Friday. Throws it off with the slider. That's the put-away pitch that Zach likes against these right-handers.
That makes the pitch he threw to Harper even better, because he focuses on that part of the plate, down and into lefties, away to righties. He backdoored for the double play.
Stott on the move. McCann with the throw, and Bryson Stott is in there with a stolen base, his 2nd in this series and his 4th of the year.
Zach had been doing a good job keeping an eye on him, going with the quick step to home plate. This time he goes the full leg lift, gives Stott that extra split second he needs to get in there.
And Bohm's been able to run the count full 3-2.
Still nothing in the pen. I think maybe they're going to give the Fanatic an inning on his birthday.
At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised. 3-2 from Gallen. He missed in, so the Phillies with 2 outs have 2 on now for the catcher, Rafael Marchand.
Surprising.
Walk issued by Zach.
Yeah, surprising that the way Bohm's been going, he didn't offer at either of those close pitches. A couple good breaking balls down and that sinker in, but
sure that Gallen figured he would bite at least one of those, right?
Yeah.
He's been going, to your point.
And I mean, they game plan for the entire lineup, and the guy on deck, there was first base open. This guy's just hitting .067 on the season.
Rafael Marchand doesn't get a whole lot of chances behind JT Realmuto. 1 for 15 in 4 games this year, but the one is a homer. Good young catcher who's dealt with a lot of injuries over the course of his time here. Now in his 5th season with the Phillies. I don't want to get this inning too interesting after getting 2 relatively quick outs around the Stott single. He had a 9-pitch first, helped out by that Harper double play ball. Now the 1-1 to Marchand. No. Fastball's not quite there. 2 balls and a strike.
Definitely don't want to put this guy in a hitter's count. He has that 1 swing for a home run, and with the limited times he gets, if he has a chance to swing hard, he'll do it.
All 4-seam fastballs here to Marchand. Fouls that one away. It's a changeup, and it's 2-2.
Nice pitch there. Good selection too. He knew he was gearing up for a fastball after seeing 3 straight, and now is the time to get him out. Whatever you think the best pitch is, just execute it.
21 pitches in this inning for Gallen. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 on Rafael Marchand. We'll go one more. There's the slider again. Guess he's going to start throwing it to lefties and righties. Usually, as you mentioned earlier, the lefties get that curveball.
Threw a couple to Harper in that at bat. He's really starting to like that pitch. Him and Nelson both really starting to throw that slider a lot and throwing it extremely hard, closer to 90 miles an hour.
Another 2-2. Right back to the heater. Gallen's fastball velo has been up a tick this year, ever since really the first outing of the spring. So the extra work here kind of nullifying that 9-pitch first in terms of the pitch count. The walk to Bohm, now a battle here to get the number 8 man, Marchand. Turning in a heck of an at bat. Pitch number 8 coming up.
And the big league level, you can't judge a guy just from the average. Obviously, a very small sample size, 15 at bats, but I think Zach's thinking if I throw him a good pitch, he'd just get himself out, but he's hanging tough.
Little check on Stott back there. Guessing that he figured he could get out of the inning with Bohm to get him to bite on some of those pitches just off the edge, but Alec Bohm wouldn't. And he worked that walk, and now he's really having to work against Marchand here. Lays off the change.
And Zach, a twist of his head in there. Surprised he didn't get a bite on that one. And good changeup down in the zone after 4 straight foul balls.
Back-to-back full counts for Gallen against the 7 and 8 hitters in this lineup. Still 2 on and 2 out. Now it's full. Here we go. Runners on the move. And Marchand launches one high down the right field line, and that ball is foul. That was a bullet dodged.
3 of them in this series now. 1 down the left field line and 2 down the right field line. Stott barely missed one yesterday.
This has turned into a 10-pitch at bat, and it almost turned into a 3-run home run. Here's number 10. Runners on the move again. Center field, Alec Thomas came in, now drifting back. The wind's got it just a bit. And Alec able to haul it in. Big scare. Gallen really had to labor there. Puts up a 0 on the board. When we come back, the leadoff man today, Ildemaro Vargas, leads off the 3rd. Well, some Philly shenanigans here. This is Andrew Painter, who was the scheduled starting pitcher for Philadelphia today. He was scratched roughly 20 minutes before scheduled first pitch with what we were told was a migraine headache. But he was out there long tossing. Zach Pop came on and worked the first 2 innings, and now Painter is indeed in the game, ready to start the 3rd. Those are Andrew's Painters. They changed it to Pop, and now they got to change it back. So everything's a little mixed up here today.
And they're scrambling just like we are, writing, erasing, rewriting.
6'7" rookie right-hander Andrew Painter. They think a lot about this young man. They think he's got a big future. 95, 96, 97 with a 4-seam and 2-seam. He's got a big 12-6 curveball and a weaponized changeup. And he has really leaned on that pitch coming up through the minors. Vargas right away behind at the count 0-2.
2 starts into his major league career. This will be his 3rd appearance. 1 really good one here at Citizens Bank Park. He struck out 8, and 1 bad one at Coors Field, where a lot of people have bad ones.
Just turned 23 years old on Friday. Andrew Painter comes in and gets a strikeout on Vargas with that 12-6 curve.
And if there's a pitch out there, he has it. A couple different fastballs, a few different breaking balls, and you're right, that's a big 12-6 curveball.
Got a lot of weapons, this young man, taken in the first round of the 2021 draft by Philadelphia. out of high school in Fort Lauderdale, Calvary Christian Academy. He was the 13th overall pick in the 21 draft. Corbin, the DH, doubled in the first. Once again, trying to nurse him back with that hip flexor discomfort, so he's in a DH role again today, and he goes back to that curveball for strike 2. DeRosa, the right fielder. Scheduled off day today for Ketel Marte. Moreno's not in there. He's hurt. He will go on the injured list, just not yet. So it's a bit of a shuffleboard situation in that dugout. That's fouled away. Painter was the Phillies' #1 minor league prospect. A lot of hype around this kid. And then early in 23 suffered an elbow sprain. It was a partial tear of the UCL. He tried to rehab it. They gave it a good 3-4 months. Didn't work. Eventually he had to have Tommy John. And so he missed all of the 24 season. Got back on the mound in the Phillies minor league system last year. Had mixed results. 22 starts. An ERA about 5.5. But he has looked very good this spring, and he won an opening day rotation spot. And he struck out the first 2 he's faced.
And there's that changeup splitter that he grips before he throws anything, and just the the change in speeds, I think, gets Carroll as he left that one up. But
that thing was moving all over the place. Perdomo grounded out his first time. Painter says he's comfortable throwing that wicked changeup to both left and right hand batters. Likes to use it to both sides, makes his fastball and everything else all the more effective. Slider misses. Got to get Jerry going. He's now under $170. They shade Crawford in center, the rookie, over toward left center field, so there's a sizable gap out toward the bullpen.
Pitcher's called a ball. The catcher has challenged.
So here's a challenge from Rafael Marchand, the Phillies catcher back there. T-Mobile shows us that he was right.
The pitch was a strike. Philadelphia has 2 challenges for
one thing that Philadelphia catchers do well, they have not missed a challenge yet between him and Real Muto.
Good point. So they swing the count. 2 balls and a strike. Jerry takes time. This is where things have occasionally gone awry in the minor leagues with Painters when he gets behind in counts, which is not unusual for a young pitcher. He says if he gets behind in the count historically, it makes him get a little aimey, he says, with everything, and he slows things down. The velo dips a little bit. He tries to place the ball and aim it instead of staying aggressive, and that's something that they've worked on with him. And he's most effective, like most guys, when it's quick, when it's upbeat, when the tempo is fast, and that's when he lets himself trust himself. 3-2. Shattered the bat, rolls it to second. Stott's got it, and we do indeed see Andrew Painter, and so far we're impressed. But the Diamondbacks lead it 1-0. The D-backs Baseball Network, as presented by Progressive. Diamondbacks Baseball is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. And by Jeep. Hurry in for the Jeep Declaration of Deals. Jeep, there's only one. That is the Zach Gallen contingent here. Zach, of course, the hometown boy. He came up with about 25 or 30 tickets were sold, and they're all here to see Zach as he starts the third against the rookie Justin Crawford with a 1-0 lead. Zach Gallen, born in Somerdale, New Jersey, grew up in Gibbsboro, which is only about 15 miles and a 25-minute drive from right here at Citizens Bank Park. So this is his hometown park, even though he grew up here as a St. Louis Cardinals fan. I mean, that'll get you excommunicated around here.
Absolutely. And
his results in this park in 3 starts so far have been somewhat mixed. So far, so good today. Leads at 1-0, and he retires Crawford to start the third. Hey, Gallen 1-1 in 3 starts in Philadelphia. The ERA 4.38. He beat the Phillies here August of 21. but then came back the next season and got knocked out of the game in the second inning. Things really went south quickly there. But so far so good this year. He's kept them scoreless the first time through the lineup, and here's the leadoff man, Trey Turner.
Last 2 seasons hasn't had a chance to pitch here, so
yeah.
I'm sure that's why there's a big fan club for him.
Been a while. Knuckle curveball lands the first one. 1-1 count on Turner, who lined out to right to start it off. Another ground ball for Gallen, a little bouncer right to Perdomo. And quickly 2 outs. Boy, Gallen could use that after that long battle against Bowman and Marchand to get out of that second.
It took him a lot more pitches than he expected against those two. A 27 pitch inning, and right back on track with a quick one here. 1 out with a changeup, 1 out with a slider.
Got 5 ground ball outs. Schwarber singled his first time. Should have been a double, but Fernandez made a tremendous play to knock it down up the first base line and hold Schwarber to 1. And the fastball's in there for a strike. Schwarber's big 3-run blast in the third yesterday had been his only hit in the series until his first at bat today. 4-seamer at 94. It's 0-2. Schwarber has walked and scored twice in the series. He's also struck out 4 times. In fact, he began today leading the National League in strikeouts, and he's behind here, no balls and 2 strikes.
Threw the fastball by him. That's one thing. That fastball velocity up a little bit, and it's riding better. He's getting more swings and misses. I think that'll help him build confidence throwing that pitch.
1-2. Tried it there. A little too far out.
See McCann telling him to calm down just a little bit. He just wanted that up above the zone like the first one he swung through.
Stuck with that fastball. It worked out. Zach Gallen gets his first strikeout to close out a 1-2-3 third. He leads it in Philly 1-0. Around the League is brought to us by Bet365. Gunnar Henderson off Logan Webb, Orioles and Giants last night. And we head to Baltimore after this one today. Henderson, one of the best home run hitters in the majors right now. Orioles a little banged up. They've got some key injuries. Added Adley Rutschman to the injured list today with a left ankle situation. And so we'll be in Baltimore for the first of 3 tomorrow. Ryan Nelson starts the opener, then Merrill Kelly on Tuesday. And Eduardo Rodriguez will close out this 9-game road trip. Diamondbacks so far 3-2 on the 9-gamer. And Jose Fernandez out there to start the 4th against Andrew Painter, who had a 14-pitch 1-2-3 third with 2 strikeouts. So we do indeed see Andrew Painter after he was scratched and then I guess unscratched.
Yeah, he was unscratched, and looks like with the Orioles, D-backs not the only team going to be making transactions down there.
Diamondbacks have to move some puzzle pieces around as well. 2-0 sinker is in there. Jose getting the start at first base today. At this point, you got to have his bat in there. He's got 6 hits in his last 4 games. He's hit in 4 straight on this trip.
Previous pitch was called a ball. The catcher has challenged.
Rafael Marchand has already won 1 challenge on Dan Merzel. And T-Mobile gives us a look at this one, and that was indeed a ball.
Pitch was a ball. Philadelphia has 1 remaining challenge.
Good call by the plate umpire, Dan Merzel. And so the Phillies lose a challenge. Marchand 1 for 2. Each team now with only 1 left. McCann missed 1 earlier. Sweeper kind of caught him off guard just a bit. Full count 3-2 now on Fernandez with Arenado on deck.
That was a good shot right there. That split finger. Big long finger splits all the way around the baseball.
And there's the slider. They think this kid is the future ace of their staff, and so far he's punched out 3 of the 4 batters he's faced.
He's got the full toolbox. Splitter, slider, sweeper, curveball, and then of course the fastball. We've seen up to 98 already today.
Nolan Arenado had a bloop single to lead off the second inning. A play on which Brandon Marsh tried a diving attempt, didn't make it. It landed for a base hit, then Marsh threw it away. And Nolan is able to sneak into second base. They gave Marsh an error on that play. And then Nolan came around to score on the James McCann RBI double. 2 batters later, the game's only run so far.
And who knows if he would have scored on that double from first with the air, and then the ground ball would have actually probably been a double play. So that error ended up being huge.
Yeah, this is gobbled up by Turner at shortstop. If you're looking at the Phillies down the road here, I'm thinking long-term pitching. They gave both Christopher Sanchez and Jesus Luzardo long-term contract extensions this spring, so they're all in on both those guys. And now you've got Painter coming up in a sense to maybe replace what they lost with Ranger Suarez when he went to Boston via free agency. And so the Phillies just reloading that rotation. They're going to get Wheeler back here after 2 more rehab starts. And of course you've got Aaron Nola still in the mix at the age of 32.
You'd like that rotation if you're the Phillies and Philly fans. 3 righties, 2 lefties.
And Taijuan Walker, who was kind of the extra guy in that 5-man rotation, had a tough start, but was the winning pitcher here yesterday. Tim Tawa looks at a 1-1 count now. He grounded out his first time. Get up mid-90s with that sink. It runs into the right-hand batter. As we know, Zach Gallen likes to refer to his sinker as a runner because he wants it to run in rather than sink down. That one eats up Tawa. Once more for Turner. Boy, Andrew Painter coming in to start the third. He's made short work of the Diamondbacks the second time through, but trails it 1-0.
I think I caught almost all of his starts from the moment I got here, and helping him through what was a tough time during the middle of the season, seeing him turn it on at the end of the year, and just getting to know him as a person.
It's always good to talk to the wise veteran, James McCann, in the clubhouse earlier today. You know, when the Diamondbacks, of course, brought back McCann, they had no idea Zach Gallen would be part of this staff, but it has been a match made in heaven. You guys mentioned the trust that those two have developed, mixing pitches, and then just the fact that McCann has those veteran eyes. He's seen a lot of swings through the years, knows the opposing players, and then the PhD level conversations. That's how Troy Lovella talked about it, just how smart he is out there.
This would be a smart way to get Harper out if they can get it to stay fair, but it's behind the netting. Thank you, Jody. James McCann, Josh Colmencher, as we saw when he arrived and joined the team from the Atlanta Braves minor league system. We were in Chicago last year playing the White Sox, and he had an immediate impact.
Right away, and especially with Zach. It got Zach through the second half where he pitched really well when this team made a run and got ever so close to that final playoff spot.
It's a great baseball mind that contributes in a lot of different ways. Slider again from Zach Gallen to Bryce Harper. It's 0-2. Harper hit into a double play to win the first his first time up. Here's that slider.
So he goes changeup going one way, slider going the other way, and you're making the hitter decide which way is this pitch going to go.
Reaches out and pokes it into right center. Just the third hit for the Phillies. They have a play on at second, and Harper runs into an out, and he knew it.
I'm not sure what he was doing there, Steve, but watching him round first base, he put his head down and went right to second. I'm not sure why, because he is out so easily.
Yeah, they just booed him off the field here, the Phillies fans, booing Bryce Harper for this base running mistake.
Yeah, he put his head down and went, and yep, he was going all the way, and that's.
I mean, you would have had the leadoff man at second base for the middle of your lineup. Instead, it's a gift out for Gallen after he gives up the base hit.
Yeah, people always say A for effort. That was F for effort. It's not a smart move.
It's a single by a Harper. Alec Thomas to Geraldo Perdomo. 8-6 on the putout, and there's one away in the fourth. 2-0 on the cleanup man, Brandon Marsh, a ground out victim his first time. Off Gallen, it got him somewhere in the leg. Zach able to recover. Let's check on the Diamondback right-hander. As Marsh hits it up the middle. That one left the bat at 97 miles an hour. And Ryan DePanfilo heading out there with Torey Lovello.
Lower leg, it looked like in real time, but recovered nicely. We'll see how he feels afterwards. No doubt they'll have a lengthy conversation, and hopefully we see him take some warm-up tosses. That'll be a good sign.
I mean, they're not looking at his leg or his ankle or anything. Gallen has a smile on his face. And the Gallen contingent is a little concerned. That's Mom up there on her feet. .97 off the bat of Marsh. And they will indeed give Zach a warm-up toss or two just for good measure. Or you're just going to get Merrill Kelly back for the first time this year Tuesday in Baltimore. You don't want to lose Gallen here today in Philly. Everyone assuring Mom that don't worry, he's fine. He'll be all right. She's lovely. I sat with her on a bus, you know, when you leave Wrigley Field and you sit in Lakeshore Drive traffic for a half hour trying to get back to the hotel. Had a lovely conversation.
Best part is Bryson Stott's warm-up song has A-OK in it, and that looks what Zach is out on the mound.
I see what you did there. Here is Stott. He singled and stole a base in the second. Base is empty, 2 outs. This is a bat the Phillies would like to get going, particularly if they're going to hit him 5th in the lineup. Alek Thomas trying to track this one down. AT's got a sinking liner with a gap in left center. And Gallen is through 4 in his hometown ballpark with a 1-0 lead. Well, here's this thing. It's our progressive player profile, and Ryan Waldschmidt down there at AAA Reno. Josh Colmenter starting to heat up.
Slow start when the Reno started originally, but I mean the last week and a half or so. I mean, look at the 9 extra base hits, 12 RBI already, and I think this kid's the real deal.
#1 prospect in the system. Ryan Waldschmidt is on a heater down there for the Aces. There was Andrew Painter here for the Phillies. He came on to start the 3rd and not the 1st. Still waiting. I guess we won't know till after the game as to why that happened, but Painter has retired all 6 batters he's faced. He's punched out 3. James McCann, who had an RBI double in the 2nd for the game's only run, leads off the 5th. And McCann pokes one down the line, but it hooks foul. And it's 0-2.
Difference in the sweeper and the curveball, they're both in the low 80s, fastball in the mid 90s. That's a huge disparity. So not only the break, but the speed difference. You're going to get guys out in front, and that's what McCann did, pulling that foul.
Buckled him a bit, but missed with a curveball. It's a big kid out there, Painter. 6'7", 215 pounds. Just turned 23 years old on Friday. And he waves at that slider. Painter has struck out 4 the first 7 he's faced today.
We've got to see a little bit of everything. The good fastball, and this is a good slow-mo shot of that slider. That's the harder of the breaking balls. He has a sweeper, and then that big overhand curve, and saw the split to strike out Corbin.
Alek Thomas grounded out his first time. Andrew Painter says Dave Dombrowski, who runs their front office here, is going to be a premium major league starting pitcher. Former Phillies first rounder who's overcome arm surgery in the minor leagues. As Josh mentioned, Painter won his major league debut here in this ballpark. 5th game of the year, beat the Nationals, 8 strikeouts in 5 1/3. Last start was last Monday at Colorado, where he did not get a decision but got knocked around a bit, as young pitchers tend to do at Coors Field. Allowed 4 Rockies runs on 9 hits through 90 pitches just to get through 4 innings. Been a whole lot more effective so far today.
The big difference is the 1 strikeout, and you'll figure it out going to Coors. The breaking ball here in Philly is not the same breaking ball in Denver.
And I guess there's only one way to get a feel for that. It's just to experience it, right?
And you never know. Just going there once a year, as the Phillies will, could be a couple years till he gets back there. It's a little different for these D-backs pitchers who are up there for 6 or 7 games.
Tied him up with a slider. 5 strikeouts through 8 batters for Andrew Painter, as we get a message from Tim Hovick in Santanford.
Man, it must take a lot of juice to run that thing.
Yeah, you got that right. It sure does.
Well, who pays for it when my logo's up there?
Yeah, you do.
You know, maybe let's turn that thing off till the fans get here.
Very environmentally sound, Tim Hovick.
Really is.
Painter looking to strike out the side. Here's Jorge Barrosa. He bats 9th. He's in right field with Corbin Carroll at the DH.
Seeing those for 16 games now, have you figured out your favorite?
I think the one where they're it all depends on how Torrey does, because Hovick's so much better in those ads than Torrey is. He's carrying the whole act. So 0-2 on Barrosa. I know the folks at Santanford are working up on a new batch. By the way, I got a quiz question for you, Josh Colementary. What Diamondback leads the team in pitches seen per at bat? I'll give you a hint. He's up right now.
I was going to say, the fact that you asked that right now is to say most of the time you just go right to Perdomo. He's usually the guy.
Exactly, but with Jerry struggling and you got Barrosa kind of hiding down there 8th or 9th in the lineup, as we've seen over the course of this road trip now, it's a quality at bat far more often than not. Now the 2-2 from Painter. There you go. Sees another pitch. Doesn't bite on that fastball. And stays alive. He runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Quick feet down there by Dave McKay, and this has become a trademark Jorge Barrosa at bat. As we just said, he leads the club in pitches seen per at bat. Number 7 coming up. He's seen the slider, the curveball, the 4-seam. And Barrosa lines it just foul. Oh my goodness, it just missed by about half a foot.
And speed too, when he gets those down the line like we've seen him do. He's off to the races.
That's that splitter, and he was just a hair out front.
But all over it. I mean, he hits this thing with authority. Just too much hook on it.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Six-seven, able to glove the fastball off the bat of Barrosa. Painter scoreless in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It's still 1-0 Diamondbacks.
Zach Gallen moving pitches around, not just the pitch type, but location. Good 3-2 slider to Harper for the double play, and stuck with the fastball. He threw 2 by Schwarber in that at bat, and we talked about James McCann being able to read swings and a veteran presence. He knew Harper or that Schwarber wasn't going to catch up to that, and you can see the pitch type and moving it all around, and it's fun watching Zach when he's using 5 different pitches.
StatCast presented by Google Cloud. So far so good for Zach Gallen. He's been more efficient than dominant. He's walked 1, struck out just 1, but he's kept the Phillies scoreless through 4, and Adolis Garcia starts off the 5th.
It's surprising his swing and miss rate's up on a few pitches, but overall strikeouts down, and I think that feeds into the efficiency. He's getting outs early. McCann wanted to challenge that one, but having lost one already.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's rule. Rule number 1 is don't make an emotional challenge. Rule number 2 for the manager is leave me at least 1 by the 7th inning. And so you can't burn that second one. Otherwise, the manager gets mad.
He's wanted to challenge both of these last 2.
Oh, that's why you got to be sure, right?
Yeah.
See, remember, the square on your TV is not exactly the same As the ABS, it's very close, but it's not perfect. So don't go too crazy when you see a pitch like that.
It's just funny watching McCann. He stuck both of them fastballs at the bottom of the zone and just looked at it.
Like, are you? I'm doing a heck of a framing job here. Are you watching this? Two and two on Adolis Garcia. Each team has 3 hits. The only run of James McCann, RBI double in the second against Zach Pop, who for some reason started this game for the Phillies and pitched the first 2 innings. Painter came on to start the third and has retired all 9 batters he's faced. 5 by strikeout. Speaking of strikeout, there's that Gallen slider. Another swing and miss from Garcia. And there's one away in the 5th.
Getting so good at throwing it to his glove side. And this is going to go down and away. But it looks like a fastball for so much longer. And it doesn't have the pop out of the hand that a breaking ball might. And so much harder for the hitter to recognize that one.
Zach has set down 7 of the last 8 Phillies. Bohm walked in the second. Alec Bohm now in his 7th season here. Could possibly be his last. He's a free agent after this year and has often been the subject of trade rumors here in Philadelphia. 2 balls and no strikes. He's trying to remain calm about it. Says in the grand scheme of things, free agency for him still pretty far away. But he's aware that it's a slippery slope, especially here in Philadelphia. Ildemaro Vargas is at second. Zach Gallen has had that ground ball working today. Hey fans, I stole that line from you. You can score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. That's where they've got all the official cool stuff there, all the jerseys, the memorabilia, the hats, the bobbleheads, the whole thing. So they've got you covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Diamondbacks. That's the official source for all your D-backs gear. MLBshop.com/Diamondbacks. Rafael Marchand, who had an endless at bat his first time up, has a 1-pitch at bat this time up. And Zach Gallen here in Philadelphia has kept the Phillies scoreless through 5.
And welcome back to Philadelphia, where not only do we have mascot chaos here because it is the Philly Fanatics' birthday and it is a huge deal. It is nuts.
Jody, you're standing at the mascot exit.
It's been, I couldn't even get on the field earlier today. It was just a parade of them coming in. But we also know, guys, that we have cheesesteaks here. And the visiting clubhouse, it's interesting, they don't serve them to the home guys. In fact, Jimmy Rollins and Shane Victorino and Ryan Howard, they used to have to request it because, frankly, they don't want their home players eating these cheesesteaks. These are big and a lot of bread. But I do want to say the record is 10.5 by Adrian Sanchez, who was a taxi squad member of the Nationals in 2021. The female record, it was held actually by a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Jennifer Brand, JB as she's known, a senior analyst, had 3 of them.
Nice going.
Yeah, it was a record held until this year, actually. The Nationals dietitian, female dietitian, has it now at 4.
Whoa, that's cheating.
Well,
she's a ringer.
And JB, everyone was trying to get her to do it, because she had 3 when she was a member of the Marlins, and that was the record set in 2023. But, that's 4,500 calories, guys.
Well, if you watch this team for 6 months, you're going to need them. Garcia slips down in right field, and look who sneaks into second base. It's Ildemaro Vargas.
Made such a great play to cut it off, and cleats betrayed him as his feet slide out from under him.
And they used to call Lonnie Smith back in the day skates because this would happen all the time. They scored a double for Vargas, and that's the first base runner against Andrew Painter.
He's perfect through the first time through the lineup, and it's amazing. Sometimes it just takes a second time seeing a guy and the hits will start falling.
Painter came on to start the third, retired all 9 he's faced prior to the Vargas double. He had 5 strikeouts of those first 9. He struck out Corbin Carroll the first time he faced him. Corbin doubled in the first against Zach Pop, who started the ball game for the Phillies and worked the first 2 innings. So it turned into an opener situation. If you're just joining us, we were told about 20 minutes before first pitch that Andrew Painter, the scheduled starter, was scratched, and Zach Pop would start the game out of the bullpen for the Phillies in his place, and Pop did that, but the whole time Painter was out there warming up, which confused us up here, which is not a hard thing to do, but he sure has looked good so far out there to start the third.
We noticed as Pop was warming up in the pen, Painter was doing a full long toss program. He was down by the right field foul pole.
Yeah, they
stretching it out.
They had a whole pitching factory going down there. And then for a long time, Painter was warming up at the bullpen and came out to start the third inning. And he's looked really good.
Battle back after falling behind Carroll 2-0. He struck him out with that split finger. See if he tries that pitch again.
The reason we were told that Painter had been scratched was a migraine headache, and so it could be as simple as, well, the headache just went away. 50 pitches for Painter now. The rookie right-hander, 6'7" tall. Just his third career major league appearance. Well, the double by Vargas, or the single that Garcia played into a double. Now a full count to Corbin, who's the DH today. The way Gallen's going, you want to get him as big a lead as you can, because he's got it rolling right now. Gallen at 66 pitches through 5 scoreless innings.
After that 27 pitch second, he's gone 11 pitches, 8 pitches, and 11 pitches.
Impressive. Let's see what he's got for Corbin here on 3-2. He's shown him the split, the sweeper, the four seam, the curveball. He's thrown him the whole Megillah. And now here it is. Got to be tough when a guy, first of all, is throwing 95, 97, and he's got 5-6 pitches.
And it makes it especially hard when there's such a big differential in the speeds, because you always have to have your timing down for the fastball. And once it's a breaking ball, it's so hard to slow your swing down.
And if you hesitate, then you're slowing a fastball. But a good start to this 6th inning, a double and a base on balls. First walk drawn by a Diamondback hitter today. And here comes Geraldo Perdomo. Jerry has twice grounded out to second base.
Peculiar for this team, who was so good at drawing walks last year. They're bottom 4 in the league now in walks.
That's really hard to believe.
Yeah.
Considering the way they built this whole hitting philosophy the last several years. And Perdomo will challenge.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter has challenged.
Only got one left, Jerry. You better be right here. And ABS, brought to us by T-Mobile, says
the pitch was a strike.
Oops.
Arizona has lost the ability to challenge for regulation.
I wonder if Jerry knew that they had used one.
Maybe not. Yeah, we've had 2 challenges, and well, you've got guys at first and second, so the situation is a little bit more than the previous challenge. And Perdomo gets jammed, pops it up. Harper fights the Sun at first, Stotts at second. Who's got it? It's Harper by the edge of the grass with the infield fly, and there's one away. Good. So that at bat didn't go so well.
And just sums up the early start for Perdomo, who's by no means close to what he did last year, but there's a lot of time for him to get going, and you know he will.
Well, we know that Jose Fernandez has been going so far today, though. 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out in the cleanup spot. That's how fast Jose Fernandez is rising up the food chain. Cleanup hitter as they go for the series win. Sweepers, a swing and a miss. Jose, 6 hits in his last 4 games. He's hit on 4 straight on this trip. Vargas is at second base and Carroll's at first. Same pitch, same result. It's 0-2. We get a big kid like this that throws 97. He's got the sweeper. He's got the 12-6 curve. He's got that wicked changeup. They are excited about Andrew Painter here, and for good reason. Even John Kruk likes him. And that's saying something.
He's good, yeah.
That's the seal of approval. Jose reaches out and pokes that one beyond the reach of Turner. Everybody had to freeze, and everybody's safe. Jose Fernandez got just enough bat on the ball to get that one over the head of Trey Turner.
He does such a good job of calming himself down. He's going to see 3 sweepers in a row. That one way off the end of the bat. And I mean, they're not necessarily hitting it with authority today, but they have the bloop hit into left field down pat between him and Arenado.
Arenado hit one in the in the second inning and wound up scoring what so far is the game's only run. Caleb Cotham, the pitching coach, out to talk to the young rookie right-hander Andrew Painter, who suddenly finds himself in a 1-out bases loaded jam as we get this from Law Tigers.
We're the Law Tigers, and we understand the challenges riders face every day. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, Arizona's motorcycle lawyers.
Let's take a look at the 3 sweepers in a row that Painter threw to Jose Fernandez before he fought this one off for the base hit. Sweep, swing and miss. Sweep, swing and miss. And then he just that one was further off the plate than the other 2. Look at him get down there and get it.
Yeah, the hand comes off. That's the definition of throwing the bat at the ball.
Sometimes it works out.
Yeah.
Really want to take advantage of this situation. Arenado, the hitter. Nolan blooped almost that exact same hit out to left center in the second and has scored the game's only run. Came home in the McCann RBI double. Diamondbacks have out hit the Phillies 5-3. They lead it 1-0. 1 out, bases full in the 6th. Marchand keeps it in front. Ildemaro Vargas, the runner down there at third. Carroll at second and Fernandez at first.
A couple really nice blocks and shifting the entire body over to get that pulled slider.
Painter behind, 2 balls and no strikes. Arenado to right. Garcia is there. Vargas at third. Corbin at second. They both tag up. Here's the throw. Safe. Ildemaro sneaks in ahead of the relay. And the Diamondbacks have a 2-0 lead.
Adolis with a great arm in right field. I mean, he threw one on the money, a 1-hopper. But a good body away slide, just sneaking the hand in there by Vargas.
Arenado knows tagged up as well.
Yeah. Getting the.
Well, that looked like the Jose Fernandez slide here the other day. Head first dive. Corbin down there at third. A check on the runner down there at first, Jose Fernandez. And a chance to pick up an additional run for Tim Tawa, who's grounded out twice. Didn't offer, says Adrian Johnson.
And Tawa was down there giving great instruction to Vargas. He was on a knee, telling him to slide to the outside part of the bag.
Yeah, Vargas is not the fastest guy on the team. But they couldn't touch Painter the first time through the order. 9 up, 9 down, 5 strikeouts, but they've put together an inning here in the 6th and doubled their lead. It's 2-0. Now a chance to add to it right here. Look out, J.R. House with those quick feet down there at third.
And again, Fernandez right in the mix. Loaded the bases with that flick of a off the end of the bat bloop single, and that was the difference to allow the sac fly.
Fernandez wants to go. He's halfway there already. Now freezes. Jose was doing the tap dance down there and wanted. Look at Fernandez off first. He's dying to go and then decided just to stay put.
And trying to time it up because Painter's already used both disengagements.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Tawa. Everybody holds. It's 2-2. Tim lays off that 2-strike slider. He's shown him in 4 pitches: the sweeper, the sinker, the 4-seam, and the slider. No wonder hitting is so hard. And couldn't hold up on the slider there. Painter strands 2. Diamondbacks get 1. We go bottom 6, looking for the series win and leading 2-0. Back with you from Philadelphia. Diamondbacks lead the Phillies 2-0. They get a run in the 6th inning, and Josh Coleman or Ildemaro Vargas got that thing started.
Batting leadoff in place of Marte, and he continues to do it all. And for the 2nd time, they've scored a run on a single that was played into a double. One with an error, and one just his feet slid out from him. And that allowed
out Tim Tawa saying, "Get down and slide to this side of the plate." Tawa was right there helping out Vargas, who comes across on the Arenado sac fly. And Zach Gallen, who's at 66 pitches through 5, has a 2-0 lead. Zach has set down the last 5 he's faced, 9 of the last 10. He's walked 1, struck out 2, allowed only 3 hits, all singles. And Justin Crawford starts the Phillies 6th.
And the best part is he's keeping that lefty pack up there, the 2 through 5 hitters, at bay. Just a couple singles, and Harper ran himself out of that one.
Yeah, Schwarber singled in the 1st. Harper hit a double play ball that erased the base runner, and then Harper singled in the 4th and was thrown out trying to stretch it into 2 bases. Crawford grounded out his first time. The rookie center fielder, just 22 years old, son of longtime Major League star Carl Crawford. He's got 3 hits in the series. He has double, triple, and walked twice. Good looking young player here. Arenado creeping in from 3rd base. He's about 2-3 steps in on the grass. Justin Crawford has his daddy's speed. He can really burn. Three and 1 on the number 9 man. And then the lineup turns over. Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber coming up next.
Uncharacteristic for Zach to throw 3 out of 4 fastballs for balls.
I think he threw that one in there out of frustration.
Yeah. He was shaking his head on the mound. Couldn't believe it after he went 3-1.
5 consecutive fastballs to Crawford to begin this at bat. And then throws him one more.
And I don't know. I mean, Zach, obviously a veteran in his own right, can read some swings. But McCann, if he sees the fastballs playing, he did that to Schwarber, kept with it, struck him out. Doing it here to Crawford.
Yeah. So let's see what we got here. Drives it the other way to left center. Crawford can really run. It's off the wall. They tried the fastball again, and he didn't miss that one. It's a leadoff double. All fastballs to the rookie.
And a case where they were almost forced to throw fastballs because he got behind. And you don't want to walk the 9-hole, especially with speed, so he just throws a fastball right in the zone.
Oh boy.
Crawford finally syncs up with that one, and another extra base hit for the youngster.
That was middle, right in the sweet spot. And the rookie drilled it off the wall in left center. It's a leadoff double. Tying run comes up to the plate. Here's Trey Turner, who was 0 for 2. Slider misses up.
And again, any close pitch, because that one was pretty close, can't challenge. They're out. So McCann's really going to try to frame him, make him look like strikes.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks had 2 at best dicey challenges, and they both went awry. And so you can see next to the logos there, bottom right of your screen, no more challenges left for the Diamondbacks. The Phillies have 1. This backs up Barossa, still backing up, fighting the sun on the wall, and that one is off the wall. Still in play. They stopped Crawford at 3rd. He had to hold up just in case. And right away, the Phillies have the tying runs in scoring position and no outs to start the 6th, and we'll see if they want to look at this. Rob Thompson's requesting an official review.
Yeah.
You can get on a home run ball. Now here comes Adrian Johnson, the crew chief, to get the umpires to look at it just to make sure without using a challenge. Here's one more look.
Yeah, Crawford goes right back to the bag, I think because Barossa has his hand up, glove there. It looks like he might be able to make a play. Crawford is going to try to tag and get to scoring position or get into third.
Definitely froze Crawford.
Yeah. That ball just kept going. It's only hit 97.5 miles an hour, but launched up high, and the wind just kept carrying that one.
Now they're taking a look at this in Midtown Manhattan, replay operations center at MLB headquarters, and we'll await the word from New York. Here's a look. It had hit something behind the blue, and I think it hit the railing behind the blue sign. Here's a great look.
Yeah, right down the line.
And yeah, that I think is going to be a game-tying home run. This is where you love the review, because it's a play like this that you want to get right, and it's a very obviously difficult call for the umpire.
There's 40,000+ replay officials in here that already know what it is. It's a home run in their eyes.
Adrian Johnson is the first base umpire, awaiting word from New York, the crew chief. And boy, here it is.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. It is a home run.
So Gallen had cruised through 5, but Crawford doubles, Turner homers, and suddenly the Phillies have come back to tie the game.
And Zach will tell you, I mean, that one to Turner barely squeaks out of here. I don't think it was hit as well as it ended up. But that at bat to Crawford, the 9-hole guy, 3-ball, 1-strike count. You have to throw him fastballs, and after seeing 6, he was finally able to double.
Yeah, Crawford, the rookie, had a 7-pitch at bat, all 7 pitches, 4-seam fastballs. He doubled off the wall in left center. Turner hits one over the wall in right. And now here's Schwarber. It's just the 5th hit for the Phillies. Each team 2 runs, 5 hits. And the game begins again. And Schwarber lines it toward the right field corner. That's down for a hit and off the wall. The Phillies are all over Zach Gallen in the 6th.
He's trying to drop a curveball. He's done that a couple times now, where he misses with the first curveball to a lefty, throws the next one in there for a strike. And Schwarber all over this one after seeing it for the 2nd time. And Kaplan's going to be out of the dugout here just to break the rhythm up.
Schwarber singled in the 1st. Now he's doubled in the 6th inning. This inning has begun double homer double against Gallen. And they'll try to hit the reset button with Zach as Bryce Harper comes up.
And what's incredible is now the Phillies having a 4-run inning, a 4-run inning, and now a 2-run inning have only scored in 3 runs in this series, or 3 innings in this series, but only 3 of their last 44 innings total, which is crazy.
Activity in the Diamondback bullpen as we check in with Andrew, the home buyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew, the home buyer.
Jonathan Loizaga warming up suddenly for the Diamondbacks. Boy, Gallen had this thing on lockdown. And the Phillies bats have busted out 3 extra base hits to start the game. Harper has singled and grounded out once into a double play.
Steady dose of sliders Harper's seen, and changeups in the last at bat.
Harper in 75 career games, a .332 lifetime hitter against the Diamondbacks. Sliders in, it's 2-0. Bryce now in his 8th season here with the Phillies, which is 1 more year than he was with Washington Nationals to begin his career. This is blasted to right, and that's high off the wall. Schwarber coming home, Harper's in at second. 4 extra base hits open up the 6th, and they lead it 3-2.
112 off the bat, a little easier to get a double than that one he tried to stretch, but he still had to race to get to second because of how hard he hit that ball. It ricochets hard off this wall back to Barossa.
Boy, Josh, I mean, Gallen was dominating this lineup. He was efficient. 5 straight retired, 9 of 10, 66 pitches through 5. The pitch count was in great shape. And we come out here, bottom 6, double, homer, double, double. And there's still no outs. Brandon Marsh 0 for 2. Tries to bunt it foul.
It was interesting. He fell behind Crawford and just threw him all fastballs. The Turner one kind of came out of nowhere. A ball that just gets out of here.
Yeah.
Well, he goes curveball for a ball, followed by a curveball for a strike. So the same pitch in a row to Schwarber. Then he threw 2 sliders for a ball, followed by a 3rd slider to Harper. So each guy had seen that pitch multiple times.
Doubling up, tripling up on some of these pitches. Keeping an eye back there on Bryce Harper. Phillies now have 7 hits, 4 of them in this inning. All for extra bases. Now the 0-1. Doesn't appear that the Phillies are going to solve this cleanup hitter situation anytime soon. Because you can't hit Marsh against lefties, so he's not going to be your everyday cleanup guy. But this has been a problem last couple of years for the Phillies. They almost sneak it in, and Harper is back in time. Philadelphia last season ranked 20th in the majors in OPS from its cleanup hitters, and that's a surprising stat considering the power that's in this lineup. And you need some protection behind that guy, Bryce Harper. And Harper's been pretty vocal about that, actually. Another 0-2 from Gallen. Harper has said the 4 spot has a huge impact, and the numbers in the 4 spot weren't very good last year. And he said again this spring that whoever is in that 4 spot is going to have a big job to do, depending on hitting who's hitting 3 or 2, and in his case it's Schwarber second and Harper third. So you don't want a big letdown after that.
Exactly. And I mean, just take Marsh all the way down. Who would you want in there?
Yeah, that's there's no immediate solution. Fights it off and gets the job done. He fists it into shallow center. They'll stop Harper. 5 consecutive hits open up the 6th.
After the way he fouled off some of those fastballs, that's been the recipe. If McCann sees a guy struggling with a fastball, he sticks with it. And so they went right back to it. And again, that's the 3rd time he'd seen that pitch. So guys starting to figure it out after they've seen the same pitch in the at-bat. Of course, this is the 3rd time they've seen Gallen.
It's the last time they'll see him today. We're going to get Jonathan Loaisiga. Suddenly the 6th inning has exploded on Zach Gallen after he kept the Phillies scoreless through 5 on only 3 singles. But inexplicably, he will leave here suddenly trailing 3-2. Back from Philly in a moment.
A tale of 2 sliders here for Zach Gallen. Early in the game with a runner on. Drops a 3-2 slider on Harper for a double play, and then comes back in the zone. That one right there, the 3rd slider he'd seen in that at-bat, so he watched 2 go down and in and got one in the zone, and he did not miss that one, Steve.
They haven't missed anything in this inning, Josh. Double, homer, double, double, single, and the Phillies out of nowhere have taken a 3-2 lead. Here's the 8th appearance of the year for the right-hander Jonathan Loaisiga to face Bryson Stott. 3 runs home for the Phillies, still no outs. Bryce Harper's at 3rd, Brandon Marsh is at 1st. Stott is singled and lined out to center. Loaisiga, you might recall, had consecutive blown saves and outings against the Braves and the Mets. But it was outstanding in a big spot here Friday in the win over the Phillies, coming on to end to threaten the 6th inning. And then got the first 2 in the 7th. Muto and Turner struck out all 3 batters he faced.
He's got that great changeup slider combination with a sinker, so he can get the ball on the ground. And an interesting setup for the defense right now is Perdomo has to play deep for double play depth, but Vargas, if he gets it, I think might check Harper at third. He's playing way in.
Arenado creeping onto the grass. There's a 2-0 sinker for a strike.
So typically you trade 2 outs for the run, but considering they're down, I think they're going to try to keep Harper at third.
Phillies with 8 hits in the game. They had only 3 hits before the start of this half inning. Foul at first. Well, a strikeout would be one way to go here.
I mean, that to strand a runner at third with less than 2 outs. Right now there's no outs. You have to get strikeouts or action on the infield. If balls to the outfield are no good.
Got Adolis Garcia on deck. We know he's got a lot of swing and miss. 2-2 on Bryson Stott.
I think Torrey likes bringing Loaiza in to finish innings, and especially this spot because he gets more ground balls than most because of all that sinking action. And they'd love a ball on the ground.
Here it is. Vargas coming home. They got Harper hung up. McCann running him down. Arenado's there. Nolan got the tag on, so they're able to cut down the lead man and get the first out in the inning.
And that was why that infield was positioned like that.
You called it.
Yeah, get the ball, read Harper. You see Vargas gets it, and instead of going right to second, he reads what Harper's doing. So now the force is anywhere. You get another ground ball, and that's it. But able to get the lead runner.
Perfectly played by the Diamondback infield. They got exactly what they hoped for. And now you've got first and second, 1 out for Adolis Garcia, who's 0 for 2.
Look how close that tag play was. I mean, he might have just tagged Harper's batting gloves coming out of the back of his pocket.
There was no immediate signal from the umpire. I'm right there with you. I thought, oh boy, I hope Nolan got him. Garcia is still without a hit in the series. In fact, he has struck out 5 times in the series, including once today, his last time up. Marsh is the runner at second base. Stott's at first. Popped up. Long way to go. Infield fly is in effect. And there you go. 2 outs and still no additional runs home. And Loaiza trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. Will face Alec Bohm. Nothing up his sleeve. Presto.
Absolutely. And if he can get strike 1 on Bohm, he's got that great slider down and away. We know how Bohm's been scuffling, and particularly in this series.
Bohm homered here on opening day, but since then had been 7 for 48. So far today, he's walked and grounded out. The 8th man to bat in the Philadelphia 6th inning. Right center, it hangs up for AT. Jonathan Loaiza, the big star so far. 3 big outs, but the Phillies get 3 big runs, and the Diamondbacks have some work to do. Don Colmenter, some clutch defensive work there. It's our Heffernan defensive plays of the game.
And just the way they position the defense, surprised Harper went there. I guess he's expecting them to turn 2, but with Vargas playing so far in, he was reading Harper and then said you can't have outfield action. Gets an infield pop-up and then an easy fly ball. Great job by Loaiza.
Our Heffernan defensive play of the game. Here's James McCann, who had an RBI double in the second, starts off the 7th lookout against Andrew Painter. The Phillies just had an inning in which they hit a single, 3 doubles, and a home run, and somehow only scored 3 times. That doesn't seem right.
And it's all credit to those defensive plays we just showed. In the pitching of Loizaga, came in 9 pitches, 7 for strikes.
Impressive. Diamondbacks have scored their runs on a McCann RBI double in the second and an Arenado sac fly in the 6th. But now they've been out hit 8-5 and they're down 3-2. Top 7th in Philly. The Sweepers is striking. It's 2-1. On the bus to Baltimore after this one, we continue our East Coast bus tour. Ryan Nelson gets the ball tomorrow against the Orioles, 1st of 3 from beautiful Camden Yards at Oriole Park. We're with you at 3:30 in the afternoon tomorrow, Arizona time on D-Backs TV. Merrill Kelly goes Tuesday against the Birds, and then Eduardo Rodriguez in the road trip finale very early Wednesday. Painter at 70 pitches plus now. Doesn't get McCann to chase the slider, and it's 3-2. Left-hander Tanner Banks, who was warming up very early in the game of the bullpen, is back up and throwing for the Phillies. 3-2, right back up the box, and it bounces into center. James McCann starts it off with his 2nd hit today.
He can hit the fastball, and in a 3-2 count, didn't want to walk the first batter of the inning, just gives him a fastball, and right back where it came from.
Well, let's see if they can be the answer backs here. Alec Thomas, the hitter. Conference time on the mound. They're going to have a check on Painter here. Caleb Cotham is the pitching coach, with Banks warming up in the bullpen.
And with the leadoff hit, I wonder if this gives Banks a little extra time. Do you have the lefties, a couple switches, and then Carroll up there? This would be the time to use Banks.
Gives us a little extra time to check in with Tim Hovick and Santan Ford.
Hello, Arizona. Tim Hovick here. What are you doing? Just doing a little commercial.
During batting practice?
It'll just take a second. Santan Ford.
See, I think that's Torrey's strongest one.
Yeah, I think so as
that's
well,
where
yeah.
he sort of got into character as the angry manager and sort of developed a storyline for the character and how he got that way. And Hovick's just doing Hovick stuff.
Yeah.
AT 0 for 2. Bohm creeping in from 3rd. Alec gets it down out in front of the plate. Painter has one play, and they move McCann along. Nice job, Alec Thomas. Job well done.
This bottom of the lineup all road trip had been producing, whether it's sacrifice bunts, sac flies, they're drawing walks, they're getting hits, seeing pitches. You lauded about Barossa.
And here he comes.
That trivia question last time.
Leading the Diamondbacks this season in pitches seen per plate appearance. So far hasn't amounted to much. He struck out looking and tapped back to the mound 0 for 2. Jorge in right field. Corbin Carroll back as the DH again today. They're being careful with that hip flexor. In fact, Torrey says that Corbin will likely get another day off in that Orioles series starting tomorrow before they put him out there defensively.
If they get him an off day, then if he can play 2 games, there's an off day at home, 3 games off day. It kind of works out to get Carroll back up to speed.
That's definitely factored in, those built-in off days. They've earned it after 9 games and 9 days out here. Slider is swinging a miss, and it's 1-2. Vargas on deck, switch hitter. Banks, the lefty, warming up in the Philly bullpen. Diamondbacks have action in their bullpen as well. Is that Ryan Thompson down there?
Taylor Clark.
No, Taylor Clark. Big, tall right-handers. Well, we know at least he's a right-hander.
Yeah.
We know right away. 1-2 now. And Jorge would like to have that one back. Went way out there to chase that splitter. 7th strikeout for Painter, who came on to start the 3rd.
This is his best split figure, too. He talked about how he grips that before he puts it in his glove, and this one just takes off to the right side.
Man. Boy, this kid has got some stuff. It's up to Ildemaro. Tying run down there at second. 2 outs. Vargas doubled his last time up. That was also against Painter. There's the strike. Diamondbacks looking for their second series victory on this road trip. They're going to have to come from behind to do it. And they got their hands full with rookie Andrew Painter, just his 3rd major league appearance.
Sweeper, splitter. We'll see what he goes to here. Vargas choked up a little bit now in protect mode.
Lines it right at Bryson Stott. So Painter able to strand that base runner. We stretch in Philly. Diamondbacks still trailing 3-2.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
One more series to go on this 3-city, 9 games in 9 days Eastern swing. We're in Baltimore tomorrow for the first of 3 against the Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. It's our Desert Financial Credit Union upcoming schedule. Then we get to go home and play the Toronto Blue Jays and the Chicago White Sox before we head to Mexico City for 2 games against the Padres. And we'll catch that direct Mexico City to Milwaukee flight. I think they run 4 or 5 a day.
Yeah, they do. It's a big commuter.
Yeah, big. So that's what we got coming up for the rest of this month. Diamondback fans. Steve Berthune, Josh Colmenter, Jody Jackson here with you. Right-hander Taylor Clark is on to start the bottom of the 7th inning for the Diamondbacks against this Phillies team, which has roared back here after they trailed 2-0 throughout most of the afternoon. And Taylor has looked really good. His 8th appearance. He's made 6 consecutive scoreless outings, including back-to-back appearances and wins over the Mets Wednesday and Thursday.
He's been great. The ERA's up just because of that one outing he had in LA, first outing of the year. But since then, he's been really sharp.
Marchand, Crawford, Turner are the scheduled hitters in the Philadelphia 7th inning, 8-9-1. Diamondbacks led it 1-0 in the second. James McCann an RBI double. They had a 2-0 lead after the top of the 6th inning when Vargas doubled and Nolan Arenado drove him home with a fly ball out. But the Phillies exploded on Zach Gallen for 5 consecutive hits to start the 6th. A single, 3 doubles, and a home run. They chased Gallen. And we've seen Loaizaga do a brilliant job to limit the damage in the 6th. And now Taylor Clark starts us off in the 7th.
That's his job as well. You come in, it's a 1-run game. You leave, it's a 1-run game.
Marchand, the catcher. 0 for 2. Gallen today, who was really good through 5, very efficient before things blew up in the 6th inning. Zach charged 3 runs on 8 hits and 5, a walk and 2 strikeouts through 84 pitches. And if they're able to come back and steal this one again, Loaizaga is going to get some MVP votes. Those were 3 enormous outs.
Clark doesn't want to mess around with the bottom of the lineup. We saw that with Crawford. That got that inning started. He was in a favorable count and started off with a double.
Taylor wants it, and he's got it. What do you have a philosophy on pitchers chasing those down or pop-ups in general?
Get them all. And when I was out there, I loved catching the pop-ups.
Because some guys just run away.
Yeah. Well, we saw Kirkering do that. He was just pointing. I don't want anything to do, but.
Or they stand there and point to it.
Yeah.
It's up there.
But that was a good job because, I mean, this ball was in no man's land. Just took the bat right out of his hands with a good fastball inside.
Taylor had to run it down. Here's the rookie Crawford, who doubled and scored in that 3-run Philly 6th. Crawford's had a tremendous series, 4 hits, doubled twice, tripled. He was on base seemingly all day yesterday from the 9 spot of the lineup.
he's put up some impressive at-bats, fouling pitches off pretty good eye, and of course they love when he gets on with that speed.
Yeah, they got a good one here. First rounder by the Phillies back in 2022 out of Bishop Gorman High School in Vegas. Got to be quick here. And Fernandez able to apply that sweep tag. Jose Fernandez with a nice finish down there at first.
And I'm beginning to think, I mean, no doubt these guys are talented, Vargas and Fernandez over there. Maybe it is just the glove. They're using that purple glove, and they know exactly what to do. Quick exchange from Clark on the high hopper, and Vargas with a tag and able to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, that is the community glove. It's Carlos Santana's glove. Carlos on the injured list. It's got the Gold Glove winner label on there that he won in Minnesota just 2 years ago. And as Josh mentioned, we've seen Vargas use that glove when he plays first, and now it's in the hands of Jose Fernandez, and it's in good hands by the look at that play. Swing and a miss on the slider by Trey Turner, who had the big hit in that 6th inning, a 2-run home run that tied it up. First called a base hit off the wall. They went to New York and looked at it and changed the call, turned it into a home run, which is the correct call. Well, he's got Turner swinging out of his shoes on that slider. It's 0-2.
He recorded the first 2 outs on the pop-up and the comeback, or make it easy on himself and just get a strikeout.
Well, and for the most part, the Diamondback bullpen, the relief corps, Josh Colmenter, has been one of the strengths of the club on this trip. Foul third base in front of Dusty Wathan down there.
The last 8 games, which covers this trip, they just have a 1.65 ERA. There's a couple games that got away from them that have inflated, but they keep knocking that ERA down.
They had a walk-off against Seawald, was the big bump in the road, but Paul picked up a save after that, and here we are, 1-2. Slowly over the mound. Tough play for Vargy. Jump throw. No chance to get the speedy Trey Turner. That thing just hit too slowly. And it's a 2-out single. Turner's second hit.
Finally able to catch up to a fastball. He saw 4 sliders in a row, and he's trying to freeze him with a fastball. Not hit well, but in a perfect spot for someone with Turner's speed.
This is how the Phillies kill you, though. You get 2 outs. You get a little infield bleeder. Turner reaches, and now you worry that Schwarber's going to turn that into a 2-run home run. He has singled and doubled today. Out of play.
He's taken the swing too, but one thing Clark's done a really good job. He completely sawed the hands off of Marchand, and this one, the only way Schwarber could hit it was to pull it foul out of the stadium. It was that far in.
Kyle Schwarber's teammates all talk about the way he swings the bat. He's able, they say, to put his feet on the ground and stay grounded throughout a pretty aggressive swing. Everything just syncs up perfect. Hips, hands, everything's connected. And the results speak for themselves. Led the league last year with 56 home runs.
Everyone got, I mean, he's been around long enough, you've probably seen him, but I think everyone got to see it on a national stage when he took 3 pitches at 3 home runs in that slug off to in the All-Star game.
He was the All-Star game MVP. First Philly to do that since Johnny Callison in '64. That gets by Fernandez and knocked down by Vargas. And they somehow get the out. What a recovery by Ildemaro Vargas. That's a bank shot under the glove of Fernandez. Vargas clanked it, recovered, and they're able to get Schwarber. So the 8th inning coming up. It's still a 1-run game in Philly. Wow. You can travel to Boston. Go to Fenway Park. This August, it's coming up. See the Diamondbacks with D-Backs Destinations. And what a destination it is. You can go there and park your car. Go down to the golf course, ride the golf cart. Go down and get yourself a scratch ticket in the Herald. Plan ahead, reserve your spot today. It's an unforgettable Fenway Park experience. dbacks.com/destinations. Well, Jose Alvarado, the big left-hander, is out there for the Phillies to start the 8th inning. So Alvarado get a quick out in the game here yesterday through just 6 pitches on to face Corbin Carroll. As we start the 8th, Corbin has doubled, struck out, and walked. He's the DH. Phillies 3 runs, 9 hits. Diamondbacks 2 runs, 6 hits. They had a 2-0 lead before a 3-run Philly 6th. And the bullpen has done a terrific job keeping it that way. Loaizaga 3 outs in the 6th inning, and Taylor Clark 3 in the 7th. And Corbin, even with that hamate bone, he's been taking aggressive swings like that since the first day. Those 2-hand finishes. Usually it's 1 hand that comes flying off the bat, but he's finishing with 2 these days. Rolls it up the middle. Turner spins and throws, but the throw pulls Harper off the bag, and Corbin's aboard to start the 8th. He's the tying run.
Couldn't be better with the speed out there, and this is a tough lefty to handle. Threw the fastball by him, and he gave him a cutter. Just once again hitting a perfect spot.
And running on that hip flexor.
Well, this is the time he got to open it up and needed to.
Corbin's been aboard 3 times now. A single, a double, and a base on balls. The batter's Geraldo Perdomo. The struggle continues. He's 0 for 3. Squares up, pulls back, corners charge in. It's ball 1.
Perfect guy in the box. Alvarado been a little all over the place to start this season, so you could wait him out, get an extra base runner.
Jerry just 4 for his last 38. Squares up again, too high on that sinker at 97. It's 2-0. Alvarado came in the 7th inning yesterday. You might recall he plunked Alec Thomas on the elbow with a 99-mile-an-hour pitch, and then got Barossa to ground out to end the inning. Fortunately, AT had that pad on there, and it hit the elbow pad dead center. Tying run aboard to start the 8th inning. Jerry pulls back. 99 on that sinker. It's 3-1 with Jose Fernandez on deck. Corbin still holding. Perdomo drops it down in front of the plate. Marchand goes to second, and they're able to get the force. Nice play by Rafael Marchand, the catcher, who pounced on that one.
And because the ball doesn't get far enough away, if you're butting it straight towards the pitcher, you got to get it out away, and it just deadens in that dirt in front of home plate. And Marchand with a strong throw to second. Watch this one just hit and sit right there.
Yeah, checked up. That's not the result they were hoping for. So Jerry now at first base with 1 out. And here's Fernandez, who singled his last time, in the cleanup spot today. There goes Perdomo. He timed this one. Marchand with a throw, and Perdomo's in there.
Wasting no time. Usually he takes a time or two to time it up, but yeah, with a lefty out there, as soon as the lefty's foot lifts, you go. And you're just hoping he doesn't come over. Marchand does his best to throw it from his knees, but he's gone right away.
Pretty close. That's the tying run. 1 out. Fernandez at the plate. Remember, Jose was up in nearly this identical spot yesterday when he was up there in the 8th inning, delivered a 2-out RBI hit that pulled the Diamondbacks within 1. Base hit here in this 8th inning can tie it up. One and 2. Arenado, the on-deck hitter.
Knew Fernandez was going to take time there. We Saw it yesterday. We saw it earlier today. He's doing a good job of keeping himself under control in these situations.
They've talked about this kid's baseball IQ since the first day of spring. Fernandez lines it to center, and it's down for a hit. Perdomo coming around third. J.R. House waving him home, and it's happened again. The kid has done it again. Jose Fernandez ties it up.
You give credit to Perdomo for making up for that bunt, getting to second, but my goodness, Fernandez saw the same pitch back-to-back times. Saw that same thing happen to Painter earlier. He's able to get just enough on it and delivers again.
Boy, what a start to the season. This kid's emergence has been one of the storylines of 2026 so far. Jose Fernandez, they put him in the cleanup spot today. He's delivered 2 hits and a game-tying RBI. And that will be it for Alvarado. It's a 3-3 game in Philly. We're back off after this on D-Backs TV. Jonathan Bolin, the right-hander, on for the Phillies bullpen. Acquired from the Kansas City Royals in a trade in December. We saw Bolin in the opener here when he worked 1 1/3, got 4 outs on just 19 pitches. He's on to face Nolan Arenado in what is now a 3-3 ball game.
And you guessed it, another fireballer, 97 miles an hour with a fastball, sweeper, and a slider.
Very high octane Phillies bullpen back there. Ketel Marte will come off the bench on what was a scheduled off day for Ketel, and they will pinch hit for Nolan Arenado. So Marte for the left side had the leadoff homer in the game here yesterday. And Ketel chases a slider. The home run for Ketel, the 14th leadoff home run of his career. The most all-time in Diamondback history. Hit it off his former teammate Taijuan Walker. Fernandez at first with 1 out. Scheduled off day for Ketel, whose body needs a rest according to Torey Lovullo. He said Ketel's been grinding every day coming off the WBC. Wanted to give him a day today before the Baltimore series. But he's pressed that Marte button here in a big spot. It's 3-1. Tim Tawa in the on-deck circle.
For that first pitch, hasn't thrown anything close. You would imagine Ketel goes out to second base for defense. Vargas over to third.
I'm down with that. Yep. Nothing for Marte, and that puts the go-ahead run into scoring position as Fernandez goes into second. Ketel's at first. Tawa heads back to the dugout now, and we'll see Adrian Del Castillo.
That was in the keys to the game, just because the goofiness with Painter. Is he going to pitch? Is he not? You had to figure there was going to be some pinch hitters in this game once the relievers got into the action.
So Marte hits for Arenado. Del Castillo will hit for Tawa. And ADC was behind the plate in the game yesterday, and what a day he had. 3 for 4 with an RBI. He has hit in each of the last 3 games on this road trip, and a big spot here hitting for Tawa. A run home, first and second, 1 away. Check swing foul on that sinker. This leaves Gabriel Moreno and Lucan Baker on the bench for Torey Lovullo. Fastball by him, and it's 0-2. Jose Fernandez at second. Here's the go-ahead run. Ketel Marte aboard at first. They go 2 to ADC.
So he makes the move because of the right-handers in a row. Arenado, Tawa, McCann. Hasn't seen a right-hander yet. So move, counter move by Lovello.
Brains are spilling out all over the field. Adrian bounces it into right field. Fernandez being waved home by J.R. House. Garcia the throw. He's in there. Adrian Del Castillo gives the Diamondbacks the lead right back.
Another poised two-strike swing. It doesn't hit it hard, but does a good job of staying quick. Gets that ball through the right side. And he and Fernandez with great back-to-back RBI singles. All of a sudden the D-backs have the lead.
Remember, Fernandez in terms of feet per second has Corbin Carroll level foot speed. And Dell, who had 3 hits and an RBI in the game yesterday, comes up with a big one right there off the bench. And now it's James McCann. The inning continues, still just 1 out and 2 runs in. Each team now with 9 hits. And they come back against this high-octane Phillies bullpen. A chance to win a 2nd consecutive series on this trip before we go to Baltimore for 3 starting tomorrow.
The only out is the fielder's choice on the Marte or the Perdomo bunt. So every person who's come to bat has reached first base. They forced Carroll out, and everyone's been on since.
McCann in the 0-2 hole. Alec Thomas is the on-deck hitter. Marte's at third. Del Castillo's at first.
99 on the sinker there. I mean, everyone that comes out of that bullpen is armed with a big right or left-handed arm. But in this one too, they had to go to Alvarado, who's been a little wild this year, and now Bolin, because Kerkering and Keller both work back-to-back days. They're most likely down.
Great point. So they're a bit thin back there. And McCann waves at a sweeper. Bolin gets his first out. That's 2 down in the 8th inning, and here's AT. Alec dropped down a nice sacrifice bunt his last time up. 0 for 2.
And that Fernandez dash to home plate to score the go-ahead run. Marte was able to sneak into third, and if McCann could have just put something in play there, bonus run would be great.
7th man to bat in the Diamondback 8th inning, Alec Thomas. One-run game here yesterday, 4-3. Same score right now today. Alec waves at a slider. It's 1-1. Stays alive on 1-2. Kevin Ginkel will get the 8th.
Bullpen for Arizona. Loaizaga came in, got him out of a jam. Great inning by Clark.
Kevin threw 17 pitches yesterday. And Alex strikes out. So Bolin strands 2, but the kids are all right. Fernandez and Del Castillo with big hits. They lead at 4-3. It's Diamondbacks baseball from Philadelphia, and it's presented by Y-Refi. Torey Lovello moving the pieces all over the chessboard. Ildemaro Vargas goes out to left field after they hit for Tim Tawa. Ketel Marte, who hit for Nolan Arenado, takes over at second for Vargas. Luken Baker is the new first baseman, as Jose Fernandez goes to third after they batted for Arenado. And we were joking with Torey Lovello in his office just this morning about Ildemaro Vargas is the jack of all trades. I'll do anything for you. He almost said, half jokingly, asked Vargas, hey, can you play outfield? And Vargas said, I'll be the best center fielder on the team. Well, there he is. He's out there in left right now, behind Kevin Ginkel, who had a pair of strikeouts in a scoreless 7th here yesterday. He's facing Bryce Harper with a 1-run lead.
I don't doubt Vargas. I mean, put him anywhere in the field, put him anywhere in the lineup.
I'm with you.
He's just making it happen right now.
He has been a godsend this season. Kevin came on to start the 7th in the ball game yesterday. Struck out Schwarber, walked Harper. Came back to get Marsh and Stott to put a 0 on the board in the 7th, but threw 17 pitches in that outing. Back up there for the 2nd day in a row, and it's behind on Harper 3-0.
Went through this same spot of lefties. And we talked about that slider, the way it's up and down. Plays equally to right-handers and left-handers.
Ball 4, says Dan Merzel. So right away, Ginkel puts the tying run aboard. Harper on base for the 3rd time. And the batter is Brandon Marsh. So the 2nd consecutive day that Ginkel has walked Bryce Harper.
McCann, the veteran, not even going to wait for him to get to 2-0 or anything. Let's go out. Every pitch matters right now. Let's get this right. Having a conversation with the big righty.
Diamondbacks had a 1-0 lead after 2. They were up 2-0 after the top of the 6th inning. The Phillies countered with 3 in a home half. And the Diamondbacks just put a 2-spot up in the 8th inning to regain the lead. 4-3 each team with 9 hits. A 1-0 count on Brandon Marsh. And Kevin having trouble throwing strikes. In fact, he hasn't thrown one yet.
Yeah. He's just tried one slider, but can't really go to that pitch because he's fallen behind. Needs something in the strike zone.
Lands a fastball on 2-0. Activity now in both bullpens, with the series victory on the line here.
It is Thompson now, who's been unbelievable, and then Duran, just in case something happens for the Phillies.
Trouble for Thomas, and Alec can't get there, but he does cut it off. Harper hustles into 3rd. Marsh thought about 2nd. He'll turn around, and right away the Phillies have runners in the corners.
And all they need is some Loizaga magic, but he can't come back in now. He's 1st and 3rd when he came in, was able to get out of it with no runs. Yeah, let's see what they do defensive-wise if they bring Marte into that same spot.
Well, Ginkel faces his requisite 3rd batter. If you're looking for the ground ball, you might go to Thompson after that, depending on the traffic of the bases. But Ginkel could really use a strikeout right here. Stott singled and stole a base in the 2nd. He is 1 for 3.
That could be the recipe. Strikeout here, and you get Thompson for the 2 right-handers.
Ideally, that's how you draw it up. Good start with a slider. It's 0-1.
This was the exact situation. It was 1st and 3rd. Stott up, and he hit a ground ball right to the 2nd baseman. That's how they were able to get Harper and the run down.
Well, the Diamondbacks so far this season, forget the record. They're 8-7. They're over 500. There's Thompson, but they have stood toe-to-toe and exchange haymakers with teams like the Dodgers and the Braves and the Mets and now the Phillies. They have been in almost every one of these games. It's a difficult start, but they are battling toe-to-toe. It's been pretty impressive.
It's a great mix of veterans that have been around together with this team, who've been to the penultimate spot to lose in the World Series, so they have some confidence there. And then you mix your young guys who are just playing. They don't really have felt the pressure yet, and it's a great combo they have going.
Well, Ginkel could really use the strikeout here. He's got Stott on the back foot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thompson warming up at the bullpen behind him. Got him. Kevin Ginkel goes to the slider and gets an enormous out. That's the first one in the 8th inning. Ryan Thompson in the bullpen. Let's see if Torey Lovullo wants to try to get a ground ball double play here. Or will he stick with Ginkel? I don't see any sign of the skipper. Looks like it's Kevin's inning unless McCann goes out there to slow things down, which is where he's headed. To give Ryan another warm-up toss or two. They're going to get the whole infield in on this one.
Couldn't have worked out any better. That's exactly what you needed as a strikeout. And Stott now in that situation with a man at third, nobody out. 0 for 2.
This is all directed from James McCann, and this goes back to what we often talked about and what Jody talked about earlier. I mean, this guy is a coach on the field.
He did that right away, too. A veteran presence. As soon as he showed up, he had no problem taking charge, using his mound visits. He got to know the pitchers right away.
And it looked like McCann calling a team meeting in the middle of a big spot. All right, this is what we're going to do here. And now Torey Lovullo comes out after the requisite stall, the baseball equivalent of the four corners offense. And they'll bring in Ryan Thompson and hope to get a double play ball and somehow get out of this mess. Probably the best cards you could play in this situation, and Torey Lovullo puts them on the table. Thompson coming in, and we're back in a moment. One-run ball game. 2 runners on for the Phillies. 1 out, 8th inning. Here's Ryan Thompson on to face Adolis Garcia. We've talked about the potential, or certainly the hope, for a double play ball that Thompson could generate. But don't forget either that Thompson came in and worked the 8th inning here yesterday and struck out the side 1, 2, 3, including Garcia, who's coming up as the Phillies hitter.
He works that sinker at the bottom of the strike zone, gets a ton of ground balls, and it's a good move. You're using your ground ball pitcher against a good fly ball hitter, and that's what the Phillies need, is a fly ball. So a good counter move again by Lovullo.
Beautiful Sunday afternoon. The Philly Fanatics' birthday today. Big celebrations all throughout the ball game here. And the Phillies trying to come back for the second time in the game. They're down 4-3. Here is Garcia, 0 for 3. He has struck out 5 times in this series. Does not have a hit. There's ball 1. Bryce Harper is the tying run at third base. And Brandon Marsh down there at first. Marsh holds, and the sinker is the ball. It's 2-0.
Really close one. I mean, that one, they might have clipped the zone, but yeah, you can't.
Out of challenges. They made 2 dicey decisions on challenges and lost them both. There goes Marsh. As Garcia fouls it away. Oh boy, they had that thing stolen cold. Diamondbacks caught a break right there.
And you don't think about it, but these little things that the D-backs seem to do well and other teams don't. I mean, this base is stolen. Well, you're 2-0 count. What are you swinging at that for? For one, you're out of the double play. And you're ahead 2-0. That's just a mistake.
And you put the go-ahead run in scoring position as well. Big break for the Diamondbacks. 2 balls and a strike on Adolis Garcia. Lucan Baker down there at first. He was called up when Carlos Santana won the injured list. He's holding Marsh on the base at first. Harper down there at third with third base coach Dusty Wathan. Sneaking in there at third. They throw to first. Fernandez snuck in like they were going to pick to third to keep Harper close, and Ryan spun around and threw over to Baker at first base. Watch Fernandez, left of your screen, charging in there. So now we're set for the 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. Alec Bohm, the on-deck man.
Pounding that sinker down and in. You throw that down there, his only choice is to hit it on the ground.
Marsh takes off again. Popped him up. Popped him up. Marte's under it. 1, 2. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. The Phillies run into that third out, down one in the 8th inning, and another big break for the Diamondbacks. Chaos, confusion, dogs and cats living together. 4-3 Diamondbacks. Oh, the Adolis Garcia at bat with a chance to tie the ball game for the Diamondbacks turned into a Philly fiasco against the Diamondbacks. Marsh is off and running, trying to steal the base. There's the pop-up. Marte's under it, and Marsh is late getting back. That's out number 2, and there's out number 3. And they are out of trouble. Brian Kaplan high-fives the dugout railing. What a conclusion to that 8th inning for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give an assist on that to Adolis Garcia with just a miserable at-bat.
Tim Mays, the left-hander, who came on to the game here yesterday in the 6th inning, on to work the 9th. And spins Jorge Barosa around to the right side. It looked like, Josh, that when Marsh got into second base, he just didn't know where the ball was, couldn't find it, and by the time he spotted it, it was way too late.
He had to do a full sprint from second base back to first. And Marte, but a good job by Thompson, someone being over there covering first.
Here's one more look. Watch Marsh, right of your screen. Stolen base attempt. There he goes. Garcia pops it up, and Marsh not sure where the ball is, and now he's just a dead duck.
About 2-second delay. I mean, if he goes back right when the ball goes up, he beats it back safely.
And Barosa caught looking, and a sinker for the first out in the 9th inning. Not only that, but you can get through the 9th inning if possible without having to face the big boys up top of this Phillies lineup, because you've got 7, 8, 9 due up in the home half of this inning.
Second time, first and third, no outs, no runs for the Phillies.
Garcia fouled off the one pitch when they had the base stolen cold, and then fouled off another one, or popped it up and then turned into 2 outs.
And that last one he fouled was a sinker a foot off the plate. I mean, that's ball 4.
So Ginkel and Thompson combined to get 3 outs in that 8th, and here we are in the 9th inning. Ildemaro Vargas in the leadoff spot. Who's now the left fielder, hits one deep to center. Crawford backpedaling to the warning track, and he's able to run it down. On Wednesday, April 22nd, bring your canine companions to watch the Diamondbacks and the White Sox. It's Bach at the Park. Each dog ticket will include a Diamondback bandana for your pup. It's got a D-back. Every dog in the Valley should have the D-back dog bandana. We'll see you down there Wednesday, April 22nd. dbacks.com/Bach. Corbin Carroll. Corbin, the DH, has had a productive day. He has walked, singled, and doubled. With the light tower shadow covering all of home plate. Paul Sewald getting loose in the Diamondback bullpen. He got his 4th save of the year in the opener here Friday night. Paul 4 for 4 in his save opportunities this year. 1-1 on Corbin Carroll. D-backs have been out hit 10-9, but they lead it 4-3. Corbin scoops it out to left. There's Marsh. So here we go, looking for the series victory. It would be their 2nd on this road trip. Sewald 3 outs away in Philly. Diamondbacks 3 outs away from a 2nd consecutive series win on this East Coast swing. They took 2 of 3 for the Mets. A chance to close out 2 of 3 against the Phillies. And a reminder, post-game preview brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. Jody Jackson standing by. The post-game show coming up. Josh Colmencher and I will have a complete highlight recap for you if you missed anything. But we're not done yet. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Phillies against the right-hander Paul Sewald, who picked up his 4th save of the year earlier in this series in the opener on Friday.
Going through the same part of the lineup, it'll be Bohm and Marchand and Crawford instead of Real Muto, but he faced 2 of these guys the other night.
And Crawford had that 2-out triple, remember, high off the right field wall that just missed a game-tying home run before Turner flied out to end it. Here's Bohm 0 for 2 with a walk. Sweeper fouled away. It's 1-1. Got that up and in on the hands. Shadows around third base and moving across home plate right now. And Bohm fouls off a fastball again, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Coming from light to dark or dark to light, it always messes with picking up the spin.
Well, you worry about location mistakes with Paul. He left that fastball middle, and Bohm missed it. And he missed that one as well. The sweeper is strike 3. There's 1 away.
What he did the last time, he got Bohm. He got the first 2 outs quickly. He's going to get the switch hitter here. Back-to-back lefties.
Boy, Bohm missed 2 pitches in that at bat, the last 2. And look where that is right there. Marchand 0 for 3, the catcher. And a strike on the fastball. Crawford, who had the wall ball triple yesterday, or the Friday I should say, against Sewald, is on deck. Popped up behind second. Marte fighting the sun. 2 down.
Ball fighting Marte just in there late in the game, made back-to-back pop-ups, and of course none bigger than that one that got him out of the 8th inning.
Crawford had the triple against Sewald Friday. He's got a double today. 1 for 3. Last man standing for Philadelphia. Sewald 2 outs on 6 pitches. This is the guy you really want to get, because behind him are Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, and Bryce Harper. Fouled away, fastball at 92. They're moving Jose Fernandez all over, back and forth, in and out at third base. Going to keep him right on the edge of the grass now. For the 1-1 to Crawford. A strike away.
They're sticking with the fastball. He was able to go down and scoop a sweeper off the wall. That's what he hit for the triple on Friday night. All heaters so far.
The Gallon contingent looking on. Zach had about 25-30 tickets today. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Justin Crawford. Long set by Sewald, and we'll do it 1 more time. Trying to elevate the fastball. He left it right at the belt that time. Like to get it up a little bit higher. Dropped the sweeper in there. Sewald trying to close it out. Here's the challenge.
The batter has challenged.
If they don't get this overturned, the game is over. And here's a look. It's a strike, and the game is over.
The game is over.
Thank you. Sewald gets 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 9th inning. His 5th save, and the Diamondbacks, after a series win in New York over the Mets, have taken 2 of 3 in Philadelphia.
2 1-run wins as well, and a 1-run loss. It was fitting. Both teams came in leading the league in 1-run games with 4 wins, and it's now 5 for the D-backs.
And an impressive start to this difficult 3-city East Coast trip. 9 games in 9 days, no breaks. We're on a bus to Baltimore after this one, but not without Jody Jackson. She's got the post-game show next. Josh Colmentor and I with a full highlight recap from a thriller here in Philly that finishes with a Diamondbacks win. Back in a moment after this.